Well, it's only been a week and Burnside's already making big moves. It's on to Fredericksburg! Hello and welcome to Civil War in Hindsight. And I'm Lieutenant Tommy. With me, as always, is Prospector Johnny. And Johnny, got another quiet week.
I've not been minding these
good.
so much, Tommy. Yeah,
I think
nice.
with winter now approaching, the soldiers that don't get the nice little stoves by their feet, they're gonna
nice.
appreciate not having to fight while it's a bit cold outside. So
I'm sure they'll enjoy a little bit of a break. They can sit in their cabin and they don't. Have
in their tent.
They can sit by a fire, which is nice.
They can sit by a fire, which is nice.
It is cold.
It is cold.
It's been a cold November.
But yeah, cold November here. But anyways, Johnny, this week's going to open up with Lincoln approving proposals by Burnside on the 14th. Burnside's going to request approval to advance onto Richmond and to separate his army into 3 grand divisions. So basically, kind of giving not giving command, but like organizing, just reorganizing, restructuring.
Yeah. Well, he's getting his little commander tree, whatever.
Yes.
Right? Like he's saying, all right, I want this. It would make more sense not to have one, but this group of people here, this group of people here, this group of people here, and I'm assuming he's appointing
commander,
whatever is under general.
Yep. So Lincoln is going to approve these decisions. The Right Grand Division is going to be headed by Major General Edwin Sumner, the Center Grand Division by Major General Joseph Hooker, and the Left Grand Division underneath Major General William Franklin. So 3 different commanders, none of which we've heard a lot from other than Hooker. We've heard a little bit about Hooker. So
a little bit about Hooker, yeah.
So we'll see how that all plays out. There is some skirmishing in Virginia at Waterloo and Zuni and Jefferson. So 3 small little areas of skirmishing, which is mostly armies taking pot shots at each other as Burnside's starting to move deeper into Virginia.
Right, you say you mentioned skirmishes a lot in these quiet weeks, obviously, because there's not battle worthy, whatever. Are people dying during these? Are there a couple casualties here and there, or is it just?
Yeah, it's a couple casualties here and there. No. It's a couple It's not.
Okay,
it's not,
so some people are dying, but it's not. It's not a full blown.
Yeah, it's a couple people here and there. Yeah. Remember the
Okay.
rule: if it's underneath 100, I'm not gonna.
Yeah, we do. Yeah. You don't matter.
You don't matter.
Sorry. I think we stopped sending letters home even to the parents because those stamp costs.
These pensions are going to start to get pretty expensive when we start having to pay those out for all the people that have died in this war.
Yeah.
On the 15th, Johnny Burnside is going to start his move of his army towards Fredericksburg with his first skirmishes near Warrenton at Sulphur Springs. Warrenton is where he's moving out from, so he barely gets moved out, and there's skirmishing.
Couple of steps and
oh shit.
Okay, whatever. We'll shoot at you. That's fine.
Good.
But it's so weird to hear that the Union troops are moving.
Yeah,
I'm not accustomed to that.
Yeah, he's not even. It's not even been a.
It's
been a week. It's just been a week, and he's already he's
long.
moving. He's got a battle plan. He's moving. He's doing something. It's not like I'm going to create a battle plan and sit on it for a month.
It's not as though Lincoln told him a month ahead of time that he was going to be taking over this position. Like he had to get his ducks in a row here.
You're there. You're it. Tag, buddy. You're it.
Yeah. Go.
President Davis continues to go through secretaries of war, Johnny, as George W. Randolph has now resigned without prior notice. He has now gone through 3 secretaries of war. I don't know what else is your sign that you need, El Trader Presidente Davis. You don't have
Is it perhaps
the
all
money
of the lives lost, all of the Navy gone, the
yeah.
lack of supplies, what is
you
it?
have no Navy.
Moral support that you're losing from your
You have no Navy minus 1 boat out in the Atlantic. You have
one pirate ship,
but you have 1 pirate ship. You have no monies to really equip your troops with, because most of that money that you got from Nollins, the gold mint from Nollins, Butler stole that back. So you got no real money, tangible money to supply your troops with. You've got limited rations, limited ammunition, very limited firearms. You're now going through Secretary of War after Secretary of War. Like, your grand invasion of the North was a failure. Wrap it up. Like, we're done. Done here. I mean, let's end it.
We'll stop calling you Traitor President Davis if you just give up now. We'll just forget you ever existed. You can disappear into the oblivion of history, and your name won't be forever remembered as the worst traitor president to ever command
ever exist.
A belligerent nation.
Yes, a belligerent nation. On the 16th, Johnny, Burnside is going to move his headquarters from Warrenton to Catlet Station, and there will be a small fight between Burnside's forces and Lee's forces at the U.S. ford on the Rappahannock. And Burnside's forces are inching ever so closely to Fredericksburg, and it looks like that's going to be his key area, first major zone of taking before getting down to Richmond, which is odd because, like, Fredericksburg, also like Harper's Ferry, has changed hands between the Union and the South. Like, I don't even know how many times at this point. It keeps changing hands. But
so Burnside and Lee just a little bit of a split?
Yeah, like Lee's army's not up. This is just like Lee's scouts are shooting at.
All right, so this is a small portion of his folks. Okay. All right.
Yeah, Lee's substantial forces. Longstreet's the closest to Fredericksburg, but Lee and Jackson are still quite a bit away from Fredericksburg itself.
They just got a couple of dudes on horses riding up.
Got a couple of dudes on horses, yeah. Just parts of what's likely parts of Longstreet's army is taking some pot shots at Burnside there. Mm-hmm. On the Traitor President Davis is going to make G.W. Smith acting Secretary of War, at least for the day, because you need one and you just lost one. So there's acting Secretary of War G.W. Smith. On the 17th, the Right Grand Division.
All right, so what if you don't have one for a couple of days?
Not that big of a deal. I mean,
like really, what's gonna happen? Like, I feel like everybody underneath, like, that position, whatever it would be, would just kind of keep doing their job. Like, I don't think you need to hire an interim Secretary of War.
He's an interim Secretary of War, Johnny. On the 17th, the Right Grand Division is going to arrive at Falmouth on the bluffs across the Rappahannock from Fredericksburg. So we've already got Burnside on the outskirts of Fredericksburg, ready to move in. Just got to cross that Rappahannock to get into the city. All
right, so I don't know about this river. Tell me about the Rappahannock. Is it hard to cross? It's not like the Mississippi?
No, it's not the Mississippi. It's not the size of the Mississippi.
The Ohio or something?
It's not the size of the Mississippi. And in November, it is very rather like you can touch bottom. Like you're gonna get your legs. You're gonna get waist deep. You're gonna get waist deep. Oof. You can wade through it. It's gonna be cold, but it's
gonna be real cold.
You can wade through it. So we'll see. We'll see how that plays out here in the future.
I'm not wading through that.
You don't want to wade. Is it too cold for you? You can wade through it. If you're on horseback, your toesies are going to get wet, and that'll be about it.
Okay, so it's a good thing every one of our troops is on horseback, Tommy. It's a good thing everybody has that luxury, so that they don't have to get soaking wet crossing this
while there's snow on the ground. Yeah.
All right. Well, but okay, fine. I get it. You're in the army. Do your damn thing. Cross the river.
Yep.
Dry it out over a fire when you get to the other side. Whatever.
Yeah. And wool. We have.
All right. So he should be there in no time then.
We have these nice wool uniforms because when they get wet, they still insulate and keep you warm. So it's fine. That's why we wear wool.
No. There you go.
That's why you wear wool. Get in the water. Get across. Let's go. There is a Union expedition that's going to leave Sparta, Tennessee, and head deeper into rebel territory, specifically towards, well, it's not rebel territory. They're kind of heading towards that Kentucky line there. Where there's still some remnants of the troops. As the Eastern armies converge on Fredericksburg, the Western armies will start to converge on Nashville and Tullahoma on the 18th. So we've got a potential big war battle at Fredericksburg. Looks like there might be another potential big war battle near Nashville. Maybe this will be the end of it. Maybe we just have...
It feels like it's going to come to a head here. Like this... couple of victories for the North, then
we'll be done.
T.P. Davis is going to be like, all right, I'm bouncing.
Pack it up. On the 19th, Johnny Longstreet's corps is going to take up positions on the heights overlooking Fredericksburg, while Burnside arrives at Falmouth with more of his troops setting up his headquarters there, as it appears we are already about to have a big showdown between these two armies, and he's commanded it for a little over a week, and he's already getting into a position where there can be a battle. Like he's
because guess what? When
these troops,
you're in a war, all you have to do is move, and you'll find someone to fight.
Well, he's found somebody to fight.
There, just go.
Right there, right across the river.
Go there.
I anticipate a battle in the very near future.
Let's have it. Let's have it out. Let's
end it.
Get it done. Let's call it a day.
Call it a day. Yep. Grant is continuing to probe Vicksburg defenses with an expedition from Grand Junction, Tennessee, towards Ripley, Mississippi. And there's some fighting near Philmont, Virginia, Tunnel Hill, and Tompkinsville, Kentucky. A little bit of skirmishes there in Kentucky as they're still
I really don't like hearing about all this stuff going on in Kentucky because I just feel a little too close to home. I wanted to stay out of all of this.
Yeah.
And
the invasion, the major the army of the Confederates is gone from Kentucky. These are just like little holdouts. So it's probably
okay. All right. So it's just like they're not actually part of the army. It's just
it's just the substantial army.
All right. Big. They're still part of it. Yeah. It's not land pirates.
Well, it's kind of land.
It's not like Morgan's Raider, like Morgan, like with his dudes.
Yeah, it's like in between what Morgan Raiders. Yeah, it's like in between what Morgan's Raiders doing, and then like Home Guard guys that are just like, I think I should be able to own a slave, and pick up their shotgun and take a pot shot at somebody who's like, maybe you shouldn't.
Yeah, well, because like you can't even afford one. So it's like, what are you doing protecting the people who can own slaves, thinking one day you're gonna have your own? Get out of here. Can't afford a slave.
Yeah, maybe.
Can barely keep yourself alive. Can't keep another human being alive. Fuck out of here.
Yeah. And this week is going to come to an end with Lee arriving in Fredericksburg while Jackson is still hanging around Winchester. So again, Fredericksburg, it's clear it's going to be a zone
that's where it's going to be.
Yeah, it's a zone of operations. We've got Lee and Longstreet. 2/3 of Lee's army is there, and you've got like 2/3 of Burnside's army there. So it's happening. It's just, is it going to be next week? Is it going to be a week after that? Stay tuned to find out. That's it for this week in Civil War in Hindsight. If you enjoyed Civil War in Hindsight, check out Historic Hindsight. We talk about all kinds of fun, random things from history, about how the United States was so overflushed with supplies and equipment that we were able to build ice cream warships during World War II.